Good afternoon, everybody. It is Dan Krueger from DK Fitness, where we help people achieve their fitness and weight loss goals in a fun and sustainable way through optimized nutrition coaching and customized meal planning. So I want to talk about cardio in this video, specifically low intensity steady state cardio versus high intensity cardio, or HIIT. What's the difference between the two? Is one better or worse than the other depending on someone's goals? What should somebody be doing? Let's talk about that today. So first off, let's define the two variations of cardio. There's low intensity and there's high intensity. But what really defines that? It's going to be your heart rate. So typically low intensity cardio is going to be about 50 to 65% of your maximum heart rate. If you don't know what that is, you can do a quick back of the envelope calculation and basically subtract your age, if you're 20 years old, for example, from the number 220. So 220 minus whatever your age is equals your maximum heart rate. So if you're a 20-year-old person, 220 minus 20 equals 200. That would be your maximum heart rate. So someone looking to operate in the low intensity range would want to be about half to 65% of that. So like maybe 100, 110, 115, somewhere in there. So you throw your own age in that category, or in that equation, I should say, and find out what your max heart rate is. And that's basically what's going to define LISS, is 50 to 60% of your heart rate. And if you're not measuring your heart rate either by checking your pulse or using an activity monitor on your wrist or something like that, you can just gauge it by whether or not you can maintain a conversation with someone while you're doing whatever activity is we're talking about, whether you're jogging, walking, rowing, biking, whatever. If you've got a little bit of an elevated breath, if you're breathing a little bit heavy, if you're starting to sweat a little bit, but you're able to talk to someone and theoretically you could maintain whatever it is you're doing for a couple of hours, that's probably LISS. Now, high intensity interval training, or HIIT, that's going to be 80 or 90% of your max heart rate. But the key here is that those are short bursts. So you're going to be seeing anywhere from 10 to 60 second bursts of 90 to 100% of your max heart rate. So really working your butt off for a very short period of time, followed by a recovery period. That piece will vary. Could be 30 seconds, could be 2 minutes, could be 5 minutes, depending on the individual. But basically you're looking at interval bursts of very high energy output, where you're working your butt off. That's going to be high intensity interval training. So which one is better? Well, we should talk about what they're both doing to your body. People are going to say typically that low intensity cardio puts your heart rate in a fat burning zone. Now what the heck does that mean? Basically that means your body is going to tap into fat for energy when the energy need is a reasonable amount. Let me rephrase that here. Your body can only convert fat into energy so fast. So basically your body can keep up with LISS workouts as far as the energy demand is concerned. But when you start to do high intensity interval training, you're going to bump yourself up out of that fat rate zone that you usually see on the treadmill or on the machines that you're using. You're going to go beyond that zone, which basically means that your body isn't able to get all the energy it needs just from oxidating fat. It's going to have to tap into carbohydrates. And that's where people who are big LISS proponents start to get up in arms and say, hey, we're not trying to burn carbs here, we're trying to burn fat, so we don't want to go that hard. Well, there's another angle to be looked at here, and specifically that is the central nervous system response, meaning when you work out at a higher intensity, you're going to tax your central nervous system in a way that puts your body into recovery mode. Now that is going to be a key factor into looking at how many calories you burn throughout an entire day or even longer. Because when you do low intensity cardio, your body doesn't need to recover. All the benefit you're getting from LISS is right there within that hour or however long you're doing it. Now with high intensity interval training, it may be shorter. You might not be burning as many calories in the moment because you're only going for 20 or 30 minutes, and you might be using some carbohydrates for energy. But you're going to put your body into a state of recovery, which means for about 24 to 48 hours after that period, your body is going to have a higher energy need in order to replenish its energy reserves from the workout. What does that mean? That basically means you're boosting your metabolism up. You're increasing the rate of your metabolism for a very long period of time, which is fantastic. So I'm not saying that HIIT is better in that scenario, but it's worth noting that we're not just looking at HIIT in the moment and looking at how many calories it burns for that 30 or 40 minutes that you're doing it. We're looking at the entire 48-hour period around it. It's also worth noting that you do need to let your body recover. So HIIT should be looked at in your workout regimen almost like weight training is, or any other intense element. You cannot do HIIT every single day or you're going to burn yourself out. So you need to have a balance between HIIT training and low intensity training, because low intensity training you can do pretty much every day. So what I would suggest most people do is have some sort of intense element in their training, whether it's weightlifting, sprints, interval training on the bike, interval rows. There's a ton of stuff you can do that would be a HIIT workout. Have that be in your workout routine about 3 to 5, maybe 6 times a week. But make sure that you're not doing that every single day, because you're going to burn yourself out. You need to recover. So in those instances where you need to take a break from the intense stuff, that's where you would throw in low intensity cardio. You could do LISS every single day, and you're just going to end up spending a lot of time doing it, but you don't need to recover from it. So I would say get at least 3 intense workouts in a day, some sort of HIIT training, in a week, and then the rest of the week filled up with the lower intensity stuff as your schedule allows. And that will be a fantastic balance of always having your body in that elevated metabolic state where it's taking in tons of calories to replenish itself, but also providing enough time to actually replenish itself and recover. So I hope that helps you guys understand the difference between the types of cardio and understand the fact that not one is necessarily better or worse, but finding a nice balance of both of them is the key to a very successful fitness program. So let me know if you guys have questions on this cardio topic. Throw them in the comment section below, or shoot me an email to dkrueger@dkruegerfit.com. Also, if you guys want to see more content like this, cruise on by dkruegerfit.com and take a look at our cooking and recipe videos, as well as our nutrition education section. And if you guys are interested in one-on-one coaching and dialing in this diet thing once and for all, shoot me an email, dkrueger@dkruegerfit.com, and we'll get you started. I will see you guys in the next video.